How many times do I have to tell you? How many times? Have you ever said that? Have you ever thought, I wish people would listen to me. I wish people would pay attention when I'm talking. I wish I felt more respected. I wish I felt more understood. I wish I felt more heard. I wish my opinion mattered. I wish my example affected others. Do you feel called to a level of leadership in your life, in your home, in your relationships, in your community, in your business? Do you feel called to a level of leadership you have not achieved? See, leadership is not measured by what you do. Leadership is measured by who follows you. See, leadership is the outcome. It is the response. It is the outgrowth. I was hired once to do a research report on leadership, talking to the top minds of Harvard and Yale and Stanford, the top minds of the top universities, the top training companies in the world. I had the honor of being on the phone and being in internet, email conversations with the world's greatest minds on leadership. And every one of them, we had to start with a basic thing. For me to complete this research report, $5,000 for one copy of this research report. And the first question was, what is leadership? I couldn't get them to agree. Every great mind on leadership had a different definition. They all had a different definition. So then, how do we define leadership if it can't be defined in a uniform way? And so I proposed to these greatest minds all over the earth that couldn't agree on this. I said, can we agree with what it does? And they said, we don't know, take a shot. I said, leadership occurs when an individual or group of individuals choose consciously or unconsciously to follow the example of or directions given by another. And they all said, well, yeah. So they all agreed without hesitation on what is the effect of leadership, what is the evidence of leadership. But they could not agree on what is leadership. But everyone understands what it does. It causes people to follow. It causes people to listen. It follows people to march. It causes people to say, I want to be like you. I want to be near you. I want to learn from you. I can put my energy into what you're doing. Who you are and what you're doing matters. I believe in you. Leadership. We're going to talk about Stoic leadership. How to be a person worth following. How to be a person worth listening to. Why would I attach my wagon to your car, to your vehicle, to your life, to your ideas? I must believe in you to give my life to your ideas. I'm excited to talk to you about Stoic leadership. My name is James MacNeil. I am the author of Pure Spiritual Intelligence. It's a metaphysical success philosophy helping you to become your best possible self and live your best possible life. I've been challenged to talk to you about leadership, and I'm excited. Now, leadership occurs when an individual or group of individuals choose consciously or unconsciously to follow the example of or directions given by another. And I'll tell you who people follow. People follow leaders. And the simplest definition I've got on what leadership is this. Leaders take action on vision. I'll say that again. Leaders take action on vision. They take action. They do something. They move in the direction of what they believe is right. And so many people are paralyzed by fear. But there's a lot I don't know. There's always going to be stuff you don't know. Yeah, but I don't know if people will like me. A lot of people won't. I don't know if I'm going to succeed. You're always going to fail on your path to success. Failure is not what people think it is. Failure is called learning. See, they lied to us in school. Every time we got something wrong, they said bad. No. They should celebrate it. You tried. You tried. Leadership is going for it when you believe in something. That is the starting place. Now we're going to talk about the great Marcus Aurelius. For those of you who have done no history lessons and you do not know what Stoicism is, I have trouble with some words. Stoicism. If you don't know what it is and you don't know who Marcus Aurelius is, don't worry about it. Forget about it. But if you watch the movie Gladiator, you will be moved by the Stoicism of the emperor of Rome. Marcus Aurelius, true guy, by the way. The actor wasn't the guy, but there was a real guy. And that real guy is the father of Stoicism. And it has some fundamental values, some fundamental ingredients to Stoicism. And so Commodus, the son of Marcus Aurelius in the movie Gladiator, played by Joaquin Phoenix, says, Father, I know that you believe these are the values. These are the things that a man should be. He said, I'm going to make sure I don't mess them up. Wisdom. I had the wisdom to put on my glasses and read. Wisdom. Justice. Fortitude or courage. And then fourth, temperance or self-control. And so he said, these are the four things. And Stoicism, by the way, is incredible. For a person to be a Stoic, they must be spiritually dialed in because it is faith-filled action. It's faith-filled response to the challenges of this world. Stoicism, something worth studying, something I expect I'm going to be spending some more time on. So how can you be a leader? Be a person who models values like that, characteristics like that. So, interesting conversation. Have you heard of the 7 deadly sins? 7 deadly sins. Now, you may know that they're from the Bible. They were not listed as the 7 deadly sins, but someone who read them said, oh, look, 7. And they called them the 7 deadly sins. So here are the 7 deadly sins for those of you who are curious. Here are the 7 deadly sins. Pride, which has been popularized. But pride used to be called a sin. Pride used to be considered a problem. And that is, I'm better than you, and I am judge, right? Pride is, I am better, I am judge. Greed. Seems like we celebrate greed. Lust. I'm not going to dare challenge you in lust. Anger. Gluttony. Envy. And sloth. If you don't know what sloth is, it means laziness. I think of sloth from Ice Age. Sorry, John Legg was almost one of the greatest actors of all time. People don't respect him. Sloth. Okay, back to it. So those are the 7 deadly sins. And guess what they all are? Manifestations of ego. And if you haven't heard me talk about ego, watch my other videos because I invest sufficient time explaining what the ego is. It is a pathological mental illness of which we all suffer. Ego is where suffering occurs. The soul doesn't suffer. The ego creates it and is addicted to it. Separation and desperation. And all of these things are ego. Pride, greed, lust, anger, gluttony, envy, and sloth. Now, in the Bible, in the spiritual wisdom literature, it takes the same direction of Stoicism and it adds a few. Number 1 is humility. Humility is not thinking less of myself. It's thinking about myself less. To be a humble person is to start with a healthy self-esteem, enough to say, I'm fine. Let's focus on you. That, my dear friend, is humility. It's not thinking less of myself. It's thinking about myself less. I am not in desperation and separation. I'm fine. Let's focus on you. That is humility. Next, charity. Charity is love. That means giving, justice, if you will, going back to Marcus Aurelius, to say, I care about what's right. Do you care about what's right? I care about what's right. I see injustice. It affects me. And I want to do what I can do, say what I can say, affect justice as much as I can. Justice is one of those virtues, one of the virtues. Next, self-discipline. I can give myself a command and obey it. Write that down. Self-discipline is I have the ability to give myself a command and obey it. If I say go to the gym, I go to the gym. If I say eat the broccoli, I eat the broccoli. If I say I'm going to forgive my brother, I forgive my brother. If I can ask my brother for forgiveness, I can ask my brother for forgiveness. If I say I'm going to do this, go there, build that, start this, I'm going to do what I said I'm going to do. Being a person of your word. Self-discipline. I can give myself a command and obey it. These are the virtues of leadership if you're not picking up on that. Humility. Let's focus on you, the customer, you, the joint venture partner, you, the supplier, you, the staff member. See, power in leadership is these virtues. These are the virtues that make you a leader worth following. Next, patience. Tell you what, I wasn't born for patience. Patience is something that we acquire after surviving enough trauma and drama. And after you've seen enough challenges and overcome enough challenges, you learn it has come to pass, not come to stay. This problem has come to pass, not to stay. And when I'm in a learning curve, I know at some point I will become the learned. Patience, persistence, positivity in the midst of delays. Temperance. Temperance is moderation, same as the Stoic moderation. Moderation means I'm able to temper myself. I may want to scream, but I choose not to. I may want to yell, but I may not to. I I may choose to quit, but I don't. I may feel like running away, but I stay. I do what I think is best, not what I feel like doing. I am not the victim of my ego. I choose the manner of man I will be. This is the kind of person we choose to follow. These are the signs of leadership, Stoic leadership. And I'll tell you one, I'm going to keep going, but let me tell you one thing. When shit hits the fan, when the economy goes sideways, when craziness is in the headlines, when everyone's wondering, is the world going to end? You know what they do? They look into the eyes of the leader they trust to find out how they're supposed to feel. You want to be that person who's temperate, who has self-control. And when things go sideways, people see strength in your eyes. They see peace in your eyes. They see faith in your eyes. And they see in you your faith in them. They see in you your faith in your company, your team, your organization. And they see in you the power they need to find. This is leadership. It's not fair. Leadership has never been fair. When you're a leader, everyone knows they can take from you, they can rob from you, there can be injustice, but everyone still expects you to be the leader. When you're the leader, people can attack you, people can judge you, people can whatever. They don't feel they have to be just. The more powerful you're perceived to be, the less just people feel they need to be towards you. Welcome to Earth and welcome to leadership. It's not fair, it's leadership. And I believe you know you've been called to leadership, to be that person who's safe when no one else is safe. Other people's lack of character does not affect your character. You behave the way you behave because that's the person you've chosen to be. This, my friend, is leadership. Kindness. The last two are kindness and diligence. Kindness. Kindness is like grace. Grace is a spiritual idea. Grace is unmerited favor, undeserved kindness. Can you be nice for no reason? Can you be kind for no reason? Can you forgive for no reason? Nobody deserves forgiveness. You don't deserve forgiveness. I don't deserve forgiveness. It's not about deserve when it comes to grace and kindness. It's accommodation. It's giving people another chance. Being kind. It's a beautiful thing. We need kind leadership. And then last, diligence, discipline, fortitude, to continue what you've begun. I'll recap the 4 virtues of Stoicism. Those were the 7 virtues. Now let's get the 7 virtues instead of the 7 deadly sins, right? The biblical stuff. Now let's get back to Marcus Aurelius. The 4 virtues: wisdom, justice, fortitude, temperance. And fortitude is like courage. Now, let me close with this. The latest, greatest research on leadership that I have read, I have heard, I actually give credit to Jim Collins in his works, his books Built to Last and Good to Great. In the book Good to Great, they uncovered something called Level 5 leadership. A lot to it. Let me just simplify one of the principles they uncovered. It's called the principle of the mirror and the window. When it comes to leadership, there are 2 kinds of leaders. There's one kind of leader that looks in the mirror to take all the credit and out the window to give all the blame. Everything that goes wrong, it's someone else's fault. It's my cousin's fault, it's my mother's fault, it's my brother's fault, it's the employees, it's the economy, it's the taxation. Everything is everyone else's fault, but I get all the credit. This is failed leadership and you know it. Level 5 leadership. The kind of leaders that people want to follow, who will attach their wagon to, attach their careers to you, who will follow your example and follow the directions you've given, are the leaders who are stoic to the degree that they only look in the mirror to take responsibility. And they look out the window to give all the credit. To not say, me, I'm the reason we're successful. It's you. And whenever a super successful leader, one who has really achieved, accomplished, acquired, built, and served greatly, whenever they're asked, how did that happen? How did you achieve or accomplish that? And if they can't find anyone to give credit to, they say, I was lucky, because they refuse to take credit. Leaders take the responsibility and give the credit. To the degree that you do that, to the degree that you take action on vision, to the degree that you manifest these virtues, you are someone worth following. And between you and I, I'll follow you. and so will everyone else. We need good, competent, character-based, virtuous, stoic leadership today. You know it and I know it. And as for me, I'm committed to becoming more and more and more of that kind of leader. And it's my challenge to you. My name is James MacNeil. I'm honored to have served you in this way. Please like, love, comment, and share, or hate it. Tell me I suck. Whatever you have to say. Give me your feedback, honest feedback. This is the best way that I learn and I grow, and I want to hear it. Tell me what you want me to talk about. Tell me what's important to you, because I want to serve and serve greatly. Let's continue our journey together. Again, James MacNeil, thank you. God bless.